All right, reacting to a rash of suicides committed by gay teenagers, a city councilman in Texas has delivered an emotional address about being a gay teen now and also being the target of abuse. Tuesday's speech spread immediately across the internet, getting as many as 500,000 viewers on YouTube.
I have never told this story to anyone before tonight.
It was a dramatic and heart-wrenching moment in Fort Worth, Texas, where an openly gay city councilman on Tuesday told of the bullying he endured as a teenager.
They said that I was a faggot and that I should die.
Harassment that drove him to the verge of suicide.
Coming out was painful, but life got so much better for me.
Joe Burns' message aimed at gay teens across the country was simple.
You will find and you will make new friends who will understand you, and life will get so much better.
Burns' emotional plea moved many more than just his fellow council members. More than 500,000 people have watched Burns on YouTube. It's triggered a strong reaction at a time when more and more examples that suicide by gay high school and college students is an all too familiar tragedy. There have been at least a dozen such deaths nationwide since the beginning of September. President Obama expressed his concern during a youth-oriented town hall meeting on Thursday.
I don't think it's a choice. I think that people are born with a certain makeup, and that we're all children of God. That's why I think that discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation is wrong.
It's a strong message coming from a president or city councilman.
You will have a lifetime of happy memories if you just allow yourself and give yourself the time to make them. Thank you.
And joining us on the Early Show exclusively this morning is Texas Councilman Joel Burns. Councilman, good to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
Was this something that you had decided to do before you headed into the meeting? Was it something that you just decided while you were there at the meeting that this might be a good time?
It was something that I considered for about a week or so. I thought about making an impromptu comment the week before, but I let it go. And the truth is that I had just been so heartbroken by all the suicides we saw through September. And then on Monday of this week, I read about the story of a young man named Zach in Oklahoma who attended the Norman, Oklahoma City Council meeting at which some anti-gay rhetoric was bantied about, and after which he took his life. And I thought, you know, if this kid in Oklahoma commits suicide after going to a city council meeting, I certainly am warranted to utilize my time at my city council meeting in Texas to talk about this issue. I literally wrote it out during lunch, and it was very raw and very fresh, and I think that if I had given myself some time to kind of self-edit, I might have not had such an emotional speech or talk, but I think that that was part of the poignancy of it.
I mean, you spoke from the heart, it seems, and I think that's probably what counts the most. The reaction that you got from your fellow council members and the other people that were there, did that surprise you at all?
Oh, a little bit. I have an older council member colleague who's in his late 70s, very conservative. He and I don't always see eye to eye on certain things, and at the end of my talk, he was crying and he hugged me, and that was a nice feeling.
This has gone viral over the internet right now, over 500,000 views in just a short period of time after you did make this speech. Does that surprise you at all that it's gotten to be as big as it is?
Yes, very much so. I was really focused. The goal for me was twofold. It was one, to tell kids in Fort Worth or wherever they were watching that to give them hope in a dark time that things would get better, but they just have to hang out and stay put long enough to make that happen. And then also a message for the adults to remind them that we have a role and responsibility as adults to make sure that the school place and otherwise bullying that our teens are facing is addressed. And so that was the goal. It's been an amazing couple of days since.
Yeah, what is the reaction that you've gotten? Obviously, sounds as though it's been very positive. Has there been one message that has stood out to you, whether it was from, like you said, that hug you got from that fellow council member, or a teen that has reached out to you, or anyone?
I have talked to a number of teens on the phone. I gave out my phone number during that speech, and I've gotten something like 800 phone calls since. I've had to enlist an army of friends and family to help volunteer to make sure that the calls get answered. And obviously, I've got other roles to do besides this week, but this has been kind of all-consuming. But the most poignant one, I think, was a young teenager in Australia. And a friend of his emailed me, and she and I have had a conversation back and forth about how he was, she knew that he was in a dark place, in a bad place. She asked him to watch it, and he said, I was planning this weekend to kill myself. And I've had a number of kids like that I've talked to.
Well, we appreciate you coming up here
Happy
and
to be
talking with
here.
us. Really well done. And we thank you very much.
Thank you.